This is an oldie and a goldie. So these guys is a mega church pastor, and he got into some hot water because he used church funds to buy himself a private jet. To most people, that may seem excessive, but he had a very good excuse for why he spent church money on a $20 million private jet. And this is one of my favorite videos, so feast your eyes.
First, before I read the scripture, Amos chapter 6. Brother Copeland, I was flying home from a meeting, and I had come out of a glorious meeting. I had just finished, me and Creflo Dollar were preaching. Had a glorious meeting. So I was, for lack of a better way to say it, I was spiritually high. I said, people were saved, touched, and blessed. Got in the plane that God so graciously gave us. We're flying home. As I was going home, the Lord, real quickly, he said, Jesse, do you like your plane? Now, you know, I thought that's an odd statement. I said,
It's odd. I agree, it's odd. At what point, like, these people are insane. I mean, they're criminals. He's talking to God about a jet. Like, if your God is so fucking vain that he cares about airplanes, that is a weak-ass God. Listen to this shit.
well, certainly, Lord. He said, do you really like it?
And he's like playing games.
What?
Do you like it? Yeah, I like it. Do you really like it? I'm God, the all-powerful, and I'm going to spend my time talking to you about your jet.
How is this not comedy?
Well, it is, of sorts.
And I thought, well, yes, Lord. Then he said this, so that's it? I didn't know how to handle it for me. I went, what? He said,
He's like,
Wait, keep playing. I want to.
you're going to let your faith stagnate? Now, when he said that, that shocked me. I went, whoa, wait. I literally unbuckled my seatbelt, my plane. I stood up. My pilots looked at me and said, do you need something? I said, no, I'm talking to God right now. And they went back to flying. I said, Lord, I don't think I was letting my faith stagnate. He said, so this is all I could ever do. I said, you're trying to tell me something. He said, go to the book of Amos. So if you're at the book of Amos, I want to read the scripture.
May I
right now.
interrupt you there
Yes,
for
sir.
a second?
this is great. This is some
Amazing.
some beautiful mind shit. How God, he's like, listen, you guys are all angry that I spent $20 million of church money on a private jet. Take it up with God. I know there's no way to verify this, but trust me, God told me.
He told me so.
God said, buy a private jet. And here, listen, it gets better.
You couldn't have done that on an airliner.
No, sir. No way.
Stand up and say, what'd you say, Lord?
No.
Okay, no, yeah. And the guy sitting over there saying, what the hell does he think he's doing? You can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
No, no.
Hell no, you can't do that. I love that also. To talk to God, apparently, you need to stand up and do this. Lord!
I like how they're both like helping each other here.
Oh, yeah. They're both in on the con, deep into the con. Okay, so God, like, he's like, you can't ride coach and talk to God. You can't sit there like this. You need to do this. Get real. Look at these fucking lunatics. These guys are mixing some Jello, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying?
All right, bring another lawsuit.
I'm just saying they eat Jello. What did I didn't say anything.
This is so important. And those of you that are just now coming into these things, in the first place,
You think that guy dyes his hair?
Yes.
His face looks like a fucking football. Christ. Man, this is the low of the low. Two old fucks peddling religion to get rich, justifying buying a private jet. Like, my God. Do they even believe what they're saying? He's wearing like a Gucci shirt.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think at this level, they're just full-on self-aware con artists. Like, there was this...
No, but people do start believing their own.
They drink their own Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So, one of the most classic examples that to me was so eye-opening, Randy the Great, a long time ago, there was a huge mega church pastor. And he used to do these feats of miracles where he would pick out someone from the crowd, and he would magically know their name, know what was wrong with them. He would be like, God is telling me there's a Jessica in the crowd, and you have arthritis, right? So they're like, this is a miracle. This is miraculous. This guy's doing this mega churches. There's thousands of people there, and somehow he knows the name, and he knows the illness that people have. It's amazing. And he is taking tons of money. He's selling God to all these people, thousands of people in the crowd. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watching on television.
Hmm.
Donating millions of dollars. So Randy Newman is like, this is fishy. Randy Newman? That's his name. Randy the Great, right? Not Randy Newman. I think that's a
No.
musician. Randy the Great. Randy Newman's also great, but wrong Randy. Randy the Great, the musician. Magician. So he's like, this is fishy. So he goes to the mega church. He goes there with a professional with like a radio scanning device. And sure enough, he hears in the radio waves his wife in an earpiece saying, Mrs. Baba Ganoush, 32 years old, has arthritis in her left arm.
They had the whole. Now I remember I seen there was a documentary about
Yes.
it. Yeah.
So
Because when they come in, they look at their ID or something, right?
yeah, they do like pre-screening. So they take the information when the people come in.
Yeah.
They says, tell me a little bit about yourself. And when they find a good one, they feed the information to his wife, who sits in a van outside and talks to him in an earpiece.
It's crazy.
So when you come to the question of like, do these people believe this at all, or are they just straight con men? In that case, one of the biggest examples of one of these mega church guys who was taking millions of dollars from vulnerable people was straight up a con man. Here's the craziest part.
But they also believe. They start to believe that they help people because they're like,
Yeah,
well,
sure.
if it helps them, then what does it matter if it's real or not?
That's what you like. That's what these like cold readers are like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm still doing something good.
Hmm.
That's bullshit. You're a con man. Here's the craziest part. I don't believe that pastor ever went to prison. And now, like 15, 20 years later, he's back on television and people are still fucking believing in him.
Hmm.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
So the question being, are these guys con? I mean, yes. I think they're con men. I think, like, who the fuck can be a man of God and drop $20 million in a private jet? 20 million. Do you know how much good $20 million can do?
No, never had $20 million.
Yeah. Could do me a lot of good. Anyway.
Jesse and I and others, Keith Moore and Creflo and all of us, the world is in such a shape, we can't get there without this.
That's right.
We've got to have this. We would have, the mess that the airlines are in today, I would have to stop. I'm being very conservative. At least 75 to 80, more like 90% of what we're doing, because you can't get there from here.
It's impossible.
So and this was such a good illustration. I just the Lord impressed me. That's why we're on that airplane. We can talk to God.
Glory to God. It's true.
It's when I was flying for Oral Roberts, the Brother Deweese, my boss on the airplane, he said, "Now, Kenneth, this is
Look
sanctioned."
at that fruit.
It's just
That,
so funny
look
how
at that,
they're both.
that fake fruit on the table.
Yeah.
That's in a fucking symbol right there.
Just so, like, shamelessly, obviously, just trying to come up with excuses or whatever. It's funny.
This is the bottom barrel of humanity. There's fake fruit on the table. These are like the fake fruit humans. It's been a long time. I'm having trouble talking. But this to me is as bad as humanity gets. Fuck these guys, dude. Christ.
It protects the anointing on Brother Roberts. And he said, "You keep your mouth shut. Don't talk to him unless he talks. Because when he's on a meeting, he doesn't talk to anybody but God." Now, Oral used to fly airlines.
Right.
But even back there then, man, it got to the place where it was agitating his spirit,
Sure.
people coming up to him. He had become famous, and they wanting him to pray for him and all that. You can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world.
Right.
And get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right. That's
Oh my God,
What?
demons! You're calling your own contributors demons?
What?
A long tube with a bunch of demons. It's like he's describing his penis. That's kind of a good meme, right? These guys are fucking losers. How do you live with yourself at night? It reminds me of this Bill Hicks joke where he's like, these people who work for like baby food companies and put like poison in to save 5 cents. They have no conscience. He's like, what did you do today, honey? He's like, I put some arsenic in baby food, save 5 cents, and he goes to sleep like a baby. These guys sleep so good at night. I bet you.
I don't know about that.
On their golden pillows. Oh, I bet you these guys sleep great. And I bet you they mix Jello too. They mix lots of Jello.
I do not know about that.
Hila's my attorney. What?
Actually,
Make
Benny-
Jello? Why? All people love Jello. It's easy to eat. It's soft on the teeth. What's wrong with Jello?
Deadly.
And it works on you hard. It really does.
So anyway, I wanted to make that clear so the devil can't lie to you and say, see there, them preachers spending all that money.
The devil.
The devil.
Only the devil would criticize me for wasting $20 million on a fucking jet. So I can't sit in a log tube. That bunch of demons. Get real. You football-faced, Gucci-wearing, Jello-mixing piece of shit. Fuck you, dog. You old-ass fuck. Your dyed hair. How fake can you be? What's wrong with having gray hair? You dyed your hair black, you fake fuck. You're faker than the fruit on your table. I have nothing but, honestly, distaste. I hate
Next.
this person. I
This
can
is
go all
me
day.
clicking on the next.
Fuck this guy.
There's fat cats riding around. No, we're not. We're in business to do. Listen, I could scratch my flying itch with my little single engine open cockpit airplane.
Right.
I just come home and fly around in that and scratch my flying itch. That doesn't have nothing to do with that. But
Right.
we're in soul business here.
Right.
We got a dying world around us, Jesse. We
Doesn't
got a
have to.
dying nation around us.
That's
What
right.
are you talking about?
And we can't even get there on the
And
air.
you can't. Let me give you an example before I read the scripture. Like some people say, why do you need an airplane? It started out about a couple of weeks ago. I was in Fort Worth. I preached on a Friday night and a Saturday. I was in Fort Worth preaching for Jerry Savelle. Sunday morning, I was in Boston.
Jimmy
Jimmy
Savile.
Savile?
Don't tell me he just said Jimmy Savile. It can't be.
Like some people say, why do you need an airplane?
You know what creeps me out? How white his shirt is.
It's not that white.
It's white, man. Trust
It
me.
started out about a couple of weeks ago. I was in Fort Worth. I preached on a Friday night and a Saturday. I was in Fort Worth preaching for Jerry Savelle.
Jerry Savile.
Oh, Jerry.
Jimmy Savile is a very prominent serial pedophile from England.
Yeah.
That would have been the cream on top.
Sunday morning, I was in Boston, Massachusetts. Monday, I was in New Orleans. Tuesday, I was in Chicago. Wednesday, I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Thursday, I was in New Orleans. Friday, I was in San Antonio, Texas. Saturday, I was in New Orleans. Sunday, I was in another
You're making
city.
shit up.
I actually have a Delta captain that lives close to my house. I brought him that schedule. I said, can you fly this? He said, no, and I wouldn't. When do you sleep? We're about the
On the
farthest on
airplane.
the airplanes. The
Come
only way I
on.
can grab it, see.
Yeah.
Now, when God is speaking this to me, he said, so this is all I could ever do. And
In a way, if they were like honest about it,
That's just what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Just say that you have a crazy schedule and you gotta be
yeah,
somewhere else every day. That's better.
that would have been actually kind of fine. But this
But
whole
then-
God told me, do you like your airplane? I was on the airplane. God like, do you like this airplane? That like diminishes their God in a way. They're like, why would you cheapen your God like that?
hmm
God doesn't talk to you about airplanes, dude.
I'm thinking,
All right, enough of these fucking lunatics.
in myself.